that is what it's like doing business with Ashley Gavin. So
Dog.
The dog wants to kill itself. I moved to Los Angeles with
energy reading
with the dog. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm dating a girl at the time who makes me want to kill myself.
You sure?
So I'm kind
of...
The
dog is taking after you.
Right. I'm sourcing the negative energy.
Sure.
So it's a chaotic living situation. I moved to LA. I bring the dog. I'm thinking sunshine, palm trees. This will help the dog.
The dog wants to be outside.
The dog. I'm like, come on. We're going to Hollywood. You got the golden ticket, Ellie. We moved to LA and Lucas.
Lucas.
I don't know. I just call him. You call
Luca.
it. Don't you call everyone like in a their name starts taking different iterations. I move here. Julian's on the couch one day eating. Ellie goes on the couch and Ellie bites Julian. Like rips through her skin, and I'm like, okay, it's time to move on and find a different house
for
living situation for Ellie. Because like, it's one thing if I have
it bites you, if it bites another person, biting, potential lawsuit.
Biting. I mean, I'm not worried about Julian suing me. But I just care about her well-being.
Could be.
No, 100%. Luca, come here.
If a dog breaks the skin, I'm pretty sure there's like laws about that. Like you have to put the dog down.
Exactly.
So and you don't want to do that.
Over here and cuddle with everyone.
I love you, doggy.
Okay, so then
I love you, doggy.
we give Ellie away to her dog trainer in New York.
Really?
He fell in love with her. And he was like, I will adopt her if you're giving her away. He likes rehabbing fucked up dogs.
Yes, it's a challenge. He's a fixer, but with dogs.
So he took Ellie, and Ellie's been living with them for almost 2 years.
And how is Ellie doing?
And I think she's still Ellie. But they like it. They're like, this is fun. She's got a personality. I don't want a dog with a personality. I want a dog that looks like it found its way into like a bottle of Benadryl. You know what I mean? It's just like dozing off.
Yeah,
and that's kind of Luca.
Yeah.
So then we got Luca, and Luca is the epitome of Julian's energy.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just blaming the dogs on all the women in my life.
Sure.
Julian is fine with anything. She's comfortable. She's easygoing.
Yes.
Everyone likes Julian. There's nothing to not like. That's Luca.
Yeah.
He's chill. He's around. Joke about whatever you want. I'm just going to fall asleep here. It's just chill. It's easy.
He is very floppy, and I love it.
I know.
I love
really
your floppiness.
Cute. He's really
And you're
sweet.
very handsome.
Yeah,
and your fur.
I know. He's a handsome guy.
And you got him as a rescue.
I
which
know.
is like, you never see dogs like this.
I know, that are like this hot for a rescue.
Yeah.
Rescues are, let's just say it. Rescues are 1, 2, 3, janky.
Yeah, janky.
They're like
ugly.
1 tooth and like 3 legs.
Yeah, especially dogs. Cats or whatever.
Cats always look the same.
You never want to
get cats though. I don't like cats. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm not gonna.
Should we talk about this? Is what we talked about yesterday about the DM slide?
Oh, yeah.
Or you don't want to talk about it?
No, I'll talk about it. I just would prefer not to name names if that's okay, because I don't want her to listen to this and get hurt.
We're definitely not going to name names.
So, yeah, like Allie said, if you're listening, I'm in an open relationship. I'm not a douchebag.
Yeah.
And a celebrity crush of mine from the Bachelor series slid into my DMs. And
a woman, obviously.
Yes, a woman.
If you're not familiar with
Zach
Ashley
from this season of The Bachelor.
If you're not familiar with Ashley Gavin.
Oh, yeah, I'm a lesbian. And I have a comedy special out on my YouTube right now, so go check it out. Okay.
When this airs.
Yeah.
What's the special called?
Live in Chicago.
Let's get into that after.
Okay. It's not that interesting, but it's funny.
I'll take it.
If you think
interesting, let's talk about it after.
All right. No one gives a shit.
No, we care.
If you love me, you'll find it either way.
Yeah.
And I love you. But yeah, she slid in. I was super excited.
And what did she say in the slide?
She said, well, you don't forget. You have the best.
Of course,
you have the best joke of all time.
Oh,
she said, I'm obsessed with you on so many levels.
And we said.
And I was like, what levels? And then you famously said.
The levels are fucking and not fucking. So she wants you on both the levels.
Yeah, both levels.
So what is the holdup with the DM back?
I think I have the ick because I've been watching her stories and I'm like, I'm not sure this is the type of person I would go for in the wild.
Okay, but 2 things to say about that. One is there's tons of women that turn me off on social media. Mm-hmm. But I'm mature, so I'm not going to let that stop me from fucking them.
She's like doing her thing. I'm a mature person who will fuck anything that moves.
Yeah, don't let it turn you off. Because you can't. Women on social media, I agree with you. These women on social media.
These women showing
We're
their
doing
tits
this thing again that we do.
on social media.
No, it's not just the tits. It's the women. I don't like their earnest posts, these women about their feelings and their dreams.
I do that sometimes.
You do that, but, like, I'll let it go for you because, like, I kind of see you as, like, a sensitive boy.
And boys are allowed to express themselves.
I'm like, oh, that's nice. This boy is finally, like, letting himself feel
learning
something.
to feel. No, I feel a lot.
But I don't. Yeah, we know you. I know. I'm really learning about.
I cry like every day.
Yeah, I think they're like happy tears though.
Yeah, they're happy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they're really. I'm just emotional.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't like though when women, I should say, post something like, I just got my dream job. I'm so happy about it. I'm like, no, this is drying me up. I don't want to hear about your dreams. Social media is for mystery. I don't want to see anything that's real. Don't tell me about how you've been in chronic pain and talk about what chronic pain is like and drop in the comments if you have a doctor that can help me. Or like, I'm going to spend the next year traveling the world. It's always been a dream of mine. Shut the fuck up. Post a thirst trap and the caption should be emojis.
Not all of us. Not all
1
of us.
to 2 words.
Not all of us are beautiful. Okay. Well, I have chronic
I'm
pain.
not following.
I have chronic pain. And when
Do you post about chronic pain?
I talk about it on my podcast.
You've been like slowly letting your followers know you're suffering.
Yes.
You're like, hey guys, I'm dying.
breadcrumbing in the chronic pain. You know, when I do talk about it on my podcast because it feels like a more appropriate forum.
Right.
Because when you put it in a short little soundbite in a social media post, it does. It's just not. I don't know how to describe it, but I will say, when I write about it, on social media, I get a ton of like, thank you for talking about this.
I'm about to share on social media that I have Crohn's disease.
You should absolutely lean into the Crohn's niche.
It's been hard. I started selling out arenas. Thank you so much. You know her from Crohn's disease.
But that's the thing.
She goes to the bathroom 3 to 4 times a day.
But that's the thing, Ellie. People want to know that there's
sick.
someone out there with Crohn's disease. The people with Crohn's.
Yeah.
The PC, the people with Crohn's, PWC.
But Pete Davidson already kind of took our Crohn's community.
Did he really?
Well, he's used it well.
Get on Crohn's TikTok. You're going to start selling out stadiums.
I should get on Crohn's TikTok.
You should be Crohn's lesbian.
I have like...
Sam's diabetes posts go so viral.
They do?
Yeah.
You know, I always message Sam
because
on
people are
Facebook.
Craving a role model.
Sam has also had a very interesting... Sam Morrison, we're talking about, has had like a very impressive career trajectory.
Yes.
Where
I love him
I
very
like
much.
to see good people get momentum.
Are you snoring or are you upset?
Chime in, buddy. Good people get a little bit of momentum. He sees his reflection in the fire.
Oh.
And he's very curious about it.
Oh, he's not sure that that's him.
Yeah, he's like, I think there's another dog
in the fire. I gotta
burning
get him
alive.
out. Meanwhile, your old dog would be like, I wish that were me. That dog that looks just like me is burning in hell.
I'm fucking jealous.
It's okay, Luca. It's
yeah,
you.
Luke, it's okay.
My people, sounds like I'm flexing.
Yeah, no flex. Whatever.
I can go to Indiana and I can sell out a room in Indiana.
Yeah.
And no one will give me a TV show. No one will give me a movie.
Yeah.
But when I put something out there, people will watch it.
Do you think that's from your Instagram or your TikTok, or where's everyone coming from?
TikTok is the mass audience generator.
TikTok's the boss, and then you
TikTok's
translate over to different
all
places.
the middle ground. The people who love me the most listen to my podcast.
Right.
Those are like the mega fans.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting me.
Yeah.
But TikTok is the engine that drives I like this comedian, I'm going to try and go to see her.
Right. And that's my understanding of TikTok as well. And I feel what you're saying about before you said, you know, I would talk about my personal things on my podcast, but if I write it out on my Instagram, that feels a little riskier. I agree with you. I think the podcast, in general, if someone's listening to your podcast, they're more like committed to you.
Yeah, and they want to
like
know.
they're dating you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
they
not
want to
just
know
like
about your
swiping
get
past
vulnerable.
you on an app.
Yeah.
You
They want
know?
to know about your trauma.
Is there someone that listens to your podcast that you're blown away that this person regularly listens to We're Having Gay Sex?
Literally everyone who listens to my podcast, I can't believe they're listening to my podcast.
Like a person you respect.
Oh
and
my God, so many of my guests. so many people that I bring onto the podcast. Oh, I love this podcast. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like these big YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is really like super cool.
Yeah.
That another creative.
Is there someone specifically where you respect them so much to the point you get nervous that they listen to the episodes?
Not nervous.
Okay.
Because I know most of these people, they don't listen every week.
Yeah.
I don't have like I don't think any creator can sit down and listen to a podcast every week in their field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
don't listen to any comedy podcast every week. Well, you do actually, right? Aren't you Tim Dillon?
I listen to Tim Dillon once in a while. I just started listening to Jackie Schimmel's podcast a little bit because I think she's very funny. But like for example, Lisa Traeger listens to my show semi-frequently. And
wow.
That's
an enormous
compliment. Can't handle that.
That's so cool. Hi, Lisa.
Every time she will be like, oh, I loved this part of the show. Or like this, I'm like, I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
That by her listening. Same with like Annie Letterman.
My headshot photographer, who's probably now the biggest headshot photographer in New York City, incredible photographer.
Who is
she listens. Corinne Louie.
I've heard her. I've heard her name.
She's really talented.
Yeah.
Really talented photographer. She listens.
You're like the most popular actually plumber in
Come on. She captures people's souls.
No, I know. It's good. I just like the idea of us slowly leaving creatives and just going yeah. My tailor, who's one of the biggest tailors in West LA, Gary, he works in Marina Del Rey. He's been listening to the show for 7 weeks now.
Or even friends listening sometimes.
Yeah, friends listening.
That kind of freaks me out. Yeah, get it.
Yeah, dogs like to dig to I don't know why we would always say dig a hole to China. That was like a thing we said growing up.
Well, it's sort of true. If you were to dig a hole through the center of the earth, you'd wind up on the other side. But it wouldn't be China. It'd be more closer to Australia.
Dig a hole to Australia. So you're special.
Yeah, I have a special out on YouTube right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I saw the screener, and it is beyond hysterical, top to bottom. One of my favorite specials. I laughed, I cried. Tell us how you made this special.
Well, I'm doing it independently. So I self-funded the entire thing, and I picked the production team.
We funded it, though.
What's that?
It's really all the listeners funded it.
Yes, all the listeners funded
Instead
it.
of self-funded.
Yes.
It's like audience funded.
Yes, it is. It wasn't through a direct campaign, but through the Patreon and stuff like that. It is supported by the listeners and stuff like that, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But so you had a hand at it's so weird when you're like grassroots, like, well, you've had a mix. I feel like your real come up right now is by the fans, but you've also had industry success.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I've had zero industry success. It's 100% the fans. I'm so grateful, but it is like, it's weird because you're like, you feel indebted to them and you don't want to take anything. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you mean take?
Like any money or anything.
No, take it.
Yeah, well. But
they gave it. They love you. They're saying yes. They're giving you the approval.
And it's the biggest I've never spent more in my life. It's the biggest investment I've made in myself.
Yeah.
And including all the marketing and stuff like that, just flying around doing different podcasts and hopefully it's going to go really viral, but the special is like
what's it called
you
again?
Want me to get vulnerable? It's called Ashley Gavin Live in Chicago.
Yes, just please get vulnerable. Let's go.
There is not a woman on the internet who's had a classically viral comedy special. It's all men.
Right. I'm checking the levels.
There's only one woman who's broken 1 million, and it took her Liz Mealy.
Oh, wow.
It took her 2 years to hit that number.
How did she do that? Any thought on that, or just
I think just
being up there,
just consistency, posting, promoting.
I don't think a lot of people know who Liz is.
Yeah, she's kind of this undercover successful comedian.
They must, though, if she's going viral. I just don't hear her name come up that much.
I know. She's really locked into a cult following.
Yeah.
But it accumulated over 2 years.
Right.
Not to diss Liz. I think what she's doing.
No, she's supremely talented. Yeah. Great joke writer.
She's and such a nice person as well.
Yeah, really nice.
Very giving. I spoke to her this morning and to just talk about this. But as a woman, getting people to just click on your fucking thumbnail to watch a comedy special, the comedy base on YouTube is kind of right-leaning,
Incels?
In guys.
Yeah.
And they're just, so for me, what I
You're just like, you're worse than Schumer.
Yeah, exactly.
They hate women on
They
there.
hate women.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And I'll get men being like, you're the first woman I thought was funny. You're actually really funny. And I'm like, that is so fucking mean. But also
Thank
the
you.
biggest compliment because you're so sexist and I managed to overcome that sexism.
Yeah.
Partially through my masculinity, probably.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The point is...
Right, because I'm kind of presenting and performing in a masculine manner that
Right,
suddenly
exactly.
you're like, I like women. You're like, you're gay. You
right.
just like another dude.
Right. But, like, I think what I want this special to be...
Sorry, I'm just like, you're not a real woman.
I'm not a real woman.
My response.
That I mean, like, that's... in their mind,
Yeah.
I'm not a real woman because I'm not a sexual object to them.
Right.
Once I've gotten rid of that, once I'm one of the guys.
Yeah, one of the dudes. Okay.
So my goal is to be the first woman to be like, no, this platform is not just for a right-leaning male comedy audience.
Yeah.
White, male, kind of incel-y comedy audience. There are women out there and people who want to support good comedy. We don't really have that on the internet. It's really a stronghold on the kind of center right and way right side.
When I think about comedy specials on YouTube, I think about like Sam and Mark and those guys.
Yeah.
And Joe List.
Guys.
100%. I don't think about a woman posting a special on YouTube.
Yeah. So if you're hearing this, please go and watch it because it's not just in my head. It's not just for me to go viral. It's I want to carve a path so like you could put up a YouTube special and it would bananas. Just go.
So yeah, watch it for me.
Watch it for Allie.
So how do you go about for the special choosing the jokes, which jokes you're gonna do, and also
it's really hard,
and also like structuring the hour?
I think any good hour has some kind of theme.
Yeah.
Whether it's really understated or very clear. I don't like my favorite special.
Is this the Stutzy hour? No, that's a different show.
No, different show. This was really like kind of what I'm speaking to right now, like being I am a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
People call me the lesbian comedian.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I am.
Mm-hmm. Not who you are.
Not who I am. Mm-hmm. But when I did Carnival, I was Carnival's first openly gay performer.
Yeah.
They didn't want to see the lesbian comedian.
Right.
I came up in rooms that I really had to figure out how I was going to make these people like me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to rooms that if I didn't, not from the internet, when I became the lesbian comedian, people would get mad if I strayed away from gay material.
Right.
So the special is very much about being like, why do I have to cater to either one of you pieces of shit?
Yeah. And
why can't I just be an artist? And it actually is about picking the jokes. I talk about how self-conscious I felt picking these jokes and wanting to prove to both sides that I could be this comedian for both sides of this.
Yeah.
And it's about the history. There is a slight through line about the history of some gay comedians having to start in the closet that kind of comes at the end. But that's sort of the theme is like, why do we put these labels on these artists and why can't these artists be for everybody?
And what was the response you had in the room? Were you happy about it or were you too neurotic in your head to?
I was really happy with one of the performances.
Yeah. First or second?
I did 4.
You did 4.
And the third performance was the money performance.
Wow.
The first 2, after the first 2, I thanked God that I paid for 4 because I wasn't originally going to pay for 4. But I sat down and I looked at my shows. And my audience is very new to comedy. They don't go see comedy. They are very nervous. I had a club manager say to me once, I've never seen so many fingernails on the floor after a show. Like biting their nails.
Really?
Yeah. They're a highly anxious group of people at my shows.
They must see you on TikTok and you're like the first person that they want to leave the house for.
It has that energy.
Yeah.
So they can be really hard crowds.
They're like, we've never done anything. But
everyone jokes. I say at the show, I know you've never seen comedy before. And it gets a laugh. I don't think people realize how serious I am because they'll come up to me and they'll be like, this was my first comedy show. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know, dude.
Right.
So they don't know the rules.
Right.
They don't clap when the music goes down. They barely even clap sometimes when I get on stage.
They don't know how to be humans.
They're
like, I don't know how to shake hands. They don't make eye contact. They're nervous. People on the internet are
And let me be clear. I am honored like deeply honored that I'm the first time they're seeing a comedian. But I looked at my schedule and I was like, how many shows when I do 5 in a weekend, how many am I like, that was a fucking good show?
Yeah.
1. So I bought 4 and I was like,
but what is that just a combination of you and the crowd or what's going on? Are you, by the time you've done 2, you're like, okay.
Yes, there is some of that. But the second performance that I did, I was like, I nailed the performance, but the audience, when I listened to it on tape, it was actually great.
That's always how it is.
But the third show was like
fire,
blow the roof off.
Wow.
So I was really happy that and then the 4th show, I had the tape. I just did crowd work. I did 45 of crowd work.
And
so
then,
I technically have 2
And then
specials.
you'll drop some of those in or is for clips?
Just for clips. And maybe I'll release the whole thing.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I keep forgetting about that.
Wow.
But it was super cool. And I just remember feeling so free that after that. And when my sister was there and my girlfriend was there.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So you revealed who your girlfriend.
I did main reveal.
I know. Why do you call her that?
It's a bit. It's like.
What's the bit? Because
I
want to know.
When you listen to the radio edit of when people say main bitch, which is incredibly derogatory.
My main bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
meaning I'm fucking other people, but this girl's the main girl I fuck?
Yeah. They'll censor it as main on the radio edit.
They do?
In the past they have.
Oh, I
don't know if they still do it. So
That's funny.
I just called her main. There was a different main at some point, but like it just became like a joke.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit about the main situation?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I identify with a lot of your situation, namely, well, you have an age gap.
Yeah.
And I think you have an 8-year age gap.
Yeah.
Same as Julian and I.
Mm-hmm. She's 27, just for the
She's
record.
16?
She's 9.
She's 27, and you're 36?
35.
35. When do you turn 36?
November.
Wow. I don't think you're that old ever.
I have
And by the way, it's not old.
I'm immature.
But I'd never think you're 35. I think you're like 31.
Yeah. And I live
feel
for
31?
that. Thank you. Yeah, I feel immature.
Yeah. So you dated Main. Can we say the name?
Yeah, Jen. Jen and I met when she was 24 and I was 32.
Does Jen have now an influx of followers after that?
She does.
How many?
I think she got like 1,000 new followers, maybe a little more.
Okay, fun. So you guys are dating, and I remember when you first started dating her, you were elated. You were like, I met someone really cool. I think she was like living somewhere else.
She was living in Boston.
Because you were like, what's like kind of long distance, but like I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I knew in my heart that I met my wife.
Wow.
I was sure of it.
What, because of the immediate connection or how attracted you are, or both on top of it?
I think both on top, but mostly because
both on top, mainly me on top.
She made me feel really safe.
Yeah.
She was kind.
Yeah.
She made me feel like no one else had ever made me feel in my life.
Yeah.
It was healthy.
Yeah.
It was really healthy.
Yeah.
But because of the age gap, she had just been getting out of something. She made it super clear. She was like, I'm not ready for marriage. And I was like, well, I am, so this is going to suck.
Right.
I actually tried to keep it a little more casual.
Julian's going to murder me if we raise our voice anymore, just to let you know, because she's on a call.
I'm yelling too much.
Yeah, I love you.
I'm really
And
loud.
that's why I feel comfortable telling you, let's just stay normal volume.
I don't think I've ever spoken at a normal volume when I get excited.
I know.
Okay,
I'm like, talk about the love of your life.
I'm going to stay down here.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Because she'll be like, I was on a coaching call.
Yeah.
But you know what?
No,
I kind of blame her because
she has the right to do her job.
I kind of blame her though because I said I was podcasting.
Yeah.
And she always walks.
I'm from New York.
No, don't go solo, Ashley.
Okay.
Just don't scream.
I can't not scream.
No, we'll find a happy medium.
Okay.
I'll have to coax you into the right spot now.
Okay.
So, but what was interesting was you kind of have the vision for your life where you're going to be married and have children.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
That's fair to say.
Yeah. The children thing freaks me out a little bit because of the time, but, just going to have to figure it out.
Well, that's where I am, and don't wing it.
I'm not going to wing it. I'm going to get must freeze my eggs.
There you go. You're going to say get my eggs frozen.
I know, and you corrected me last time.
Because I don't like how it sounds. Frozen eggs.
Yum.
Yummy. I love frozen eggs and ice cream.
Cold eggs.
Ew, it's disgusting. So you guys were together for how long before you took a bit of a break?
We dated a little bit.
What were you doing?
Yeah, we broke up. We dated for about a year and a couple months.
And then you break up. Why?
Because we were getting very serious.
Yeah.
And she knew that I really wanted a life partner, and she also knew that she was moving to New York.
Wasn't ready to
Wasn't
be there.
ready, wanted, newly out as bisexual, wanted to explore that. She just wanted freedom, and I don't blame her. She's 24.
Yeah.
So
no, that's so young.
Yeah. So I was very much like, you go and get out of here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. If you love her, set her free.
Yeah.
If she loves you, she'll come back. Right.
Something like
that.
that.
Like a saying?
That's
if you love it, set it free. Is that about a bird? Isn't it? It's like if you let the bird out.
Yeah. A butterfly.
So you let her out, and she came crawling back. Did she come crawling back, or did you?
She came crawling
What
back.
did you discover in
Which is unreal.
in the
If
year?
you know me, the fact that she came crawling back,
Why is
I cannot believe I demonstrated the restraint. Because
were you desperate
I'm
to go get her?
Absolutely.
To just pull her back and make her miserable.
Not make her miserable, but I just knew I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because it was healthy. I can't believe, because I'm so used to codependency and the addictive feeling
I'm
of
so into codependency.
love.
Isn't that bad?
It's bad.
It's hard for me to regulate my mood. If the person I'm with is sad, I'll get sad. If they're happy, I'm like, and also like when you live with the person, do you live with Main?
No, not yet.
But I don't know how to like, if she's going to sleep early.
Well, we did kind of live together because of the pandemic.
It's hard, right? Because you can't be like, if we're in the house together, that's what I said with Rachel Ballinger on the show. If like we're both in the house together, if you're in the house with your partner, you're living together, I don't know how to like be like, I'm working tonight.
Yeah.
Like you're like, we're going to hang out and like watch Netflix.
It's really hard.
Right?
It's super hard.
So that's difficult. I feel lesbians lean towards codependency more than anyone else.
Probably.
Because it's two women. It's so easy to be like, it's a sleepover.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so she comes back. What does she say to you?
Basically,
but
that
you were
she
talking
just
a little.
Really, a little bit. We kind of eased into it. That was what made it better, actually. Because she was like, when she came crawling back.
Yeah.
Crawling. This is a bit. She didn't come crawling.
Yeah.
But when she came crawling back, she was still like, I'm starting to feel myself want to finish up this freedom thing that I've been doing, but I'm still not quite ready. Yeah. And I said, okay. And we just started kind of hooking up.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was like a very, and every time.
It's like petting Ellie. It's like you got to wait for her to come to you or she'll snap. You're
right.
like, okay. You're like playing chill.
Yeah.
Come here if you
really
want,
tried because,
puppy.
but the thing that I did that I think was
clutch
was I kept dating. Like I kept seriously dating because I was like, because I'm not going to get my heart broken. If you're not ready yet, I'm going to seriously try and find a wife.
Right. You did that.
I did
really
that.
Looking.
I were really, yeah. I went
Did you find anyone
there's
close?
2 or 3 people, and no, I couldn't
Why not?
fall in love, and they just weren't my people. Like there was this kind of well known on Instagram therapist that I was really into that never materialized into anything.
Yeah.
But we hung out a lot and never hooked up.
She's married.
She's engaged.
Now.
Oh, that's a story. She unfollowed me and then followed me today. This is something I would never mention on my podcast.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even
Did you hook up?
No.
So get over yourself.
I don't know why she even unfollowed me.
Next thing you know is going to post a reel. How to unfollow and refollow the person you like.
And I met another woman that on paper I was like super, super excited about, but turned out to be not right. And I met another person that I also had a similar age gap with that I really deeply connected with. Happened too quickly, and in it happening too quickly, I was really kind of falling for her a little bit.
Yeah.
And I realized like this is too intense. This feels codependent. This isn't right. And I pulled back out of that one because it was just we weren't compatible. But
by that time.
But that had all, and every time it started happening, I was just like, hey, I just want to let you know because you're
free.
You're free. I'm going on a date with someone that I'm taking seriously. And
so you would let her know before every date?
Fucking no. Because
and why before every date? That's like
not
psychotic.
Before every date.
Just so you know, getting ready to get fucked and meet my wife.
No. That's not what I did.
Yeah.
What I did was
things are getting serious right now.
This sounds manipulative and
no, I understand.
But
what
I
you're
was
saying,
actually doing was saying like, I know how much you care about me.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you know that I'm going on a date that I'm taking seriously.
Yeah.
and it would feel dishonest to not let you know.
But doesn't she know that ahead of time? You're saying I'm going on serious dates. You need to tell her a la carte style. Every time you order an entree, you're going on a serious date. This is dinner. This is dinner. This is dinner. She knows you're eating.
I'm not saying per date. I'm saying per person that I met.
Per person. Met another one.
3. It was 3 over the course of
another one. DJ Khaled.
Oh, actually, the first one I didn't tell her about because we were not at that point. So it was only 2.
Yeah.
And then finally, she was like, all right, I'm ready. Like, let's date. And then it was an open relationship at first. It still is an open relationship.
But it was open, closed, open.
No, it started open. It still is open. And it's open because of the way it had started. Because she was like, we were just dipping our toe.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in an open relationship, which I never thought I could be in, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty fun.
So at what point are you like, let's do this together, but we'll be open? When does that conversation happen? She initiates it, right?
I think it was like last spring, summer.
Yeah.
That we were like, this is kind of a relationship, but you're not calling it that. And then it was at the end of the summer that I was like, this is we have to this is a relationship.
Right.
We went to a wedding together.
You went on vacation.
Yeah. So I was like, I really need to know that we're moving towards.
You wanted that. You always want that. That's amazing to me because you have like bachelor energy. But then
what?
No, not by what you say, but by how you like are, your persona. I think.
On stage, maybe.
Yeah, it's just not who you are in real life. I'm like fooled. I'm like pretending I'm friends with the
I
person
love flirting, but like I'm really like I'm so into people's personalities. It's really hard to like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I said about my celebrity crush.
No, I know. I feel you. Okay, so then you're like, let's be in a relationship. She says yes to this. The other thing that I feel about this is that she's saying yes now, knowing why you guys parted a year ago.
We were really intentional about that conversation because I was like, if you cannot do this, you can't break my heart again. And she was like, I know. And
how can you promise that? That's life.
Yes. You
know, it's like it's almost like you have to be with me forever.
No. What it is,
and I know that's not.
Have you eliminated the? Are you feeling the craving to
restless,
do what you've done,
explore.
or are you over that craving? And she was equally thoughtful and was like, I am not going to commit to anything until I'm sure I am over this craving. And so that's why we took such a long time with it.
And then so she says, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I was as shocked as you.
No. So okay. So then
I texted her that last night.
What?
I said it to her. I was like, it's really incredible the way you've made me feel, because it could have so easily felt like an ultimatum, but it didn't at all. Like when she came around and was like, this is what I want to do, you're my person, there was not even a moment of tangible regret from her. Like, I have felt so safe and secure, and I've been pretty shocked.
Meaning you don't feel like she said yes, but is 1 foot out the door.
Yeah,
even
like she
with
was
the
pushed
open
into it. Yeah.
Okay, so then she comes back around. It's clear I've dated other people, you've dated other people, but you're my partner, right?
Yeah.
But let's stay open.
Yeah, we were both like, it's been fun.
Tell me about because I've done open relationships. I've had moments of open in relationships. Tell me about the thought behind that, and can you share your rules? Because I always want to know what people's rules are.
I'm happy to. So because it is really hard, we're just like we're kind of like no relationships. Just like crushes, hookups, even if it's a regular hookup, like do your best to like keep it from getting too intimate and close. So that's really our only rule, is that it doesn't lead to deep feelings, that it stays at like the crush level, and that it's like it's a kind of gray area. It's hard to define.
Yeah.
But you know it when it's happening. And anytime that it feels like we might be going into breaking a boundary of more than a crush, we kind of talk to each other about it. So like if she sees someone twice, the same person twice in a week, for example, she was like, oh, that feels like kind of weird. Like, let me ask Ashley if that's okay. So she'll like come to me and be like, my schedule, like I hooked up with this guy, you know, whatever, 2 or 3 days ago, but he's free again. What do you think? And I'll be like, basically yes or no, just based on yeah.
That's so tricky.
I've never felt like I've had 1 or 2 moments of jealousy.
The jealousy is not the tricky part.
That's
because jealousy I could tolerate.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, but it's jealousy
you kind of
lasts
get
a
over
few
it
minutes
after.
and then
yeah,
it
yeah,
moves
you get
through.
over it. Yeah.
What's difficult is like there's no rules around how many times you fuck Brian. Just don't fall in love. Go. Good luck.
But I know, I understand
Yeah.
that, but I trust her because she comes to me and talks to me about.
I know.
We tell each other when we have a hookup, we don't talk about the hookup, but we're like,
You
hey,
have to
just
say,
FYI, I went on a date. No, not yet. I feel like I know her rotation pretty well.
So you're like, she's probably cuddling with Mallory tonight.
I kind of have an idea. Yeah, actually. I don't know exactly when, but I don't think about. That's the crazy, Allie, the craziest
Well,
part
you're busy.
is that I don't
You're also very
think
busy.
about it. I guess I'm very busy.
You know? Right,
Yeah.
but you're not thinking about it. And this is working for you because it opens up fun for you.
Yeah, I don't even really need to hook up with that many people. I just like being able to flirt with people. That's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And have little crushes
That's
and
the
stuff.
joke I did with Emma Willman when I was like telling her how I like want to fuck other people. And she's like, just get a sex doll. I'm like, I just want to text with the sex doll. I don't want to fuck it. Like, I just like the flirting part.
Emma seriously suggested that you get a sex doll.
She was like, well, why don't you get a sex doll?
She's so funny.
I forget what she said. Maybe she was saying how
is
guys
so
could get a sex doll.
Damn funny.
Yeah, she's really funny. Okay, so that happens. Wait, I was going to say... But then the other thing that's in my mind, and I'm asking you all of these questions because your situation is mirroring back my situation to me, is what is your thought around the kid thing? And I'm going to preface with this, what I'm going through right now, is that as all my listeners know, Julian and I are engaged. Julian is 8 years older than me, so Julian's turning 37. I'm turning 30. So I guess that's 7 years older than me, but if the year misaligns, it's 8, and then she gets upset. So she's 7 years older than me.
We have an 8 that sometimes misaligns to 9. There's a month where I'm 9 years older.
There's a month
her.
where I'm a predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's ready to start a family. And I have always been open to having a family in the ambivalent, like not ambivalent. In the ambiguous future. Like, what does it mean? Like I can't imagine the time, but I'm open to the idea of having a family.
Yeah.
And I love Julian with all my heart. And as this timeline approaches, I really have to get to arrive at wanting to have a family. Otherwise, I really don't have a future with Julian. And it's the most like painful and excruciating thing because I don't feel in this moment in time totally ready.
It is painful.
I don't want to rob her of her readiness and the opportunity to start a family. So I'm reading this book called Is Motherhood for Me? And it's a 12-week program, and it takes you through different exercises about kind of how to navigate this choice.
God.
And because I also know I can't make this choice for Julian. That's not an option. If I have a family and choose to start, it has to come from something authentic and in integrity in me. I'm not saying yes so that I can keep Julian. I'll resent her and the kid forever.
Totally.
That being said, you have an age gap.
Yeah.
When Jen came back to you and said yes.
I'm probably not as scared as I should be. But what I do know...
Yeah, that's what the point of this podcast is. Get scared. I'm like, take me through your happiness. Now you ready to shit on it?
I know that I want my career to be in a certain place that I feel like, oh my God, it's in front of me. If I just stay on this path, I will reach it. I just have to stay disciplined. I want my career to be in a certain place that I don't have kids till I'm in that place. Because it's gonna...
That's the wrong paradigm, though. This is every person gets this wrong. This is
from the book?
No, this is what Americans always say. They say, I've told you this before. They say, once I have this, I do this, I be this. They say, let me get this through because it's a good clip. Yep. They say, once I have my career, I'll finally be able to have kids, and then I'll be happy.
I'm not worried about the happiness part of it. That will never happen.
Whatever. In reality.
Happiness is now.
In reality, it's be, do, have.
Yes.
I have to be ready to have kids.
Yes.
Then I can do this.
I think I am ready.
Right now.
I would like to be aware of the financial things. I have goals for my parenting that are financial.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's that crazy to want to have a bank account that will support some of the things I'd like to be able to give my kids.
What are you trying to do with your kids? Take them to Greece?
Take them to Greece. No, I want them to be able to do fun piano lessons. I want them to be able to pursue
You want multiple kids.
extracurriculars. I probably want 2.
You want to.
And I want to be able to, I don't care. I want to, I hope I have girls or people. Boys kind of freak me out. But I will have people, no matter what. They will be people.
Yeah. I hope I have people.
But boys, cis boys kind of freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that I understand what you're saying. I agree with that philosophy. I don't think that's what I'm doing.
No. But when you say I want this and then I'm that, but some of that's true. The financials.
Yes, I want to be able
and
to.
And that's reasonable, by the way.
Yeah, and I have a full-time job, so I want to be able to afford support.
And so Jen says, yeah, I'll be, 29
the
and
thing
I'll have
is,
kids.
Jen wants the same thing, and who am I to rob her of her career ambitions?
But she wants to have kids in 2 years.
No, I'm not, and I'm not having kids in 2 years. That's
when are you
why
having
I
kids?
must in my 40s.
Oh, you're really having kids in your 40s?
That's what I plan to do.
Like when? 42?
I don't know. My mom was in her 40s.
She had you
at 40, and
wait,
my sister at 45.
No.
Yeah.
45?
Yeah. And we're totally. Are we totally fine? Yeah.
Wait, 45? Did she carry?
Yeah.
Were you guys at frozen embryos?
No.
Your mom got knocked up at 45?
My dad was 53.
And your mom got pregnant at 45?
Yep.
Is she
Not
like
a
the
ton of
oldest
trouble.
pregnancy in existence?
In America. My
She
mom
was
would
pregnant with you at
hate that
40?
I'm talking about this, by the way. But
she'll never listen to my podcast.
no.
Wait, that's wild.
Also, she needs to get over it. The woman
that's
is
amazing.
75. She looks incredible. Instead of like denying her
Did
age.
you always have the oldest mom at the playground?
No one knew because
what?
She looks really good. She
So-
looked really good.
But weren't
No
you
Botox
10
or
and your
anything.
mom was like 60?
I
And
was
everyone
10
like,
and my mom
mom's
was
30.
40. But I grew up in New York City. So honestly, there were a couple older moms there anyway.
Yeah.
And she really wasn't, like, yeah,
Wow.
of course.
Okay, so you know what? The problem is that Julian won't wait.
I'm going to wait.
So that I've arrived at the answer. Julian needs to have a baby at 45 and give me 8 more years.
And I will say, what a stupid idea on my part. For my health, for my energy. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but like I'm not ready.
What
I
are you
know I'm
wrong
not ready
about?
today.
You've never been writer.
Okay.
I'm
'Cause look
you're
at men,
speaking
look at-
wisdom.
Look at men. Some
Look
of these
at,
dads.
and that's what I'm always saying.
Some
Look
of
at
these
men.
fucking dads are 10 years older than their wives.
Yeah.
And they're having kids in their 40s.
Oh my
And they're
God.
fucking killing it.
Yeah, but the other thing with men is that not only do they have kids in their 40s, they could have kids in their 30s and they don't see the kid.
Exactly.
They just Dave Chappelle, he probably has 17 kids. He had them probably at
Does he really?
At 22. Okay, Google. How many kids does Dave Chappelle have? 3. Okay,
3.
Google. How old is Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Okay, Google. How old are Dave Chappelle's kids? No, God,
Hey,
she
Google.
can't do anything complex.
Hey, Google. How old are Dave Chappelle's children?
You tried talking to it straight.
I
You're like, wait, we got to put off our top voices.
No, I just was
Hey,
trying to make
Google,
it clearer. I
how
thought
old are-
children.
Hey, Google, how old are Dave Chappelle's babies? Mommy wants to know. I think Dave Chappelle has teenagers. I think all of these guys have kids whenever, and they just keep going with their career. They're on tour. They see their kids for Christmas.
I could never do that to Jen because Jen is talented and deserves a shot.
What's Jen's career?
She's an actor.
Oh, she's an actor. How's that going?
I mean, she's doing it. She's booked a couple co-stars.
Really?
Yeah, but
On big shows or what?
Julia on HBO.
Good job, Jen.
Yeah, and she's booked some commercials. She's got it. She's gonna work. The issue is that it's so much luck. So what she needs to do.
She booked a co-star on Julia. It's huge. Who does that? Who books?
Nobody.
books?
I know plenty of people, and she's in school getting better at her craft. But I know what's gonna do it for her is what's done it for me. She needs to have time to build up a fan base so that she can manipulate these casting directors the way who we were talking about does.
Oh yeah.
And
Jen can do it. I've seen Jen's body.
Yeah, Jen can do it for sure.
In private.
But the thing is that, she's at the beginning of her journey. I have the luxury of looking back at this part of the journey, which is the hardest part. And
isn't that right? that you're like, you wouldn't do it again knowing what you had to do, right? People are like, I'm like, I blacked out. I don't remember the first 8 years.
I might do it again, but I would be like, yo, you're gonna like want to kill yourself. Legitimately. I'm not speaking
I'll never go through
colloquially.
the bad part again.
It was horrible.
Just the nothingness.
Yeah. And I'm glad to be able to be here to support her through it as someone who can be like, you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's really tough. And I know that she needs time to first graduate from her program and then start building out doing the work that you have to do while you have a day job. And she doesn't want to give up her day job. You know what I mean? Like, I've said to her, I don't want to get too codependent, but I was like, if you wanted to go and be a barista or a bartender to have a more flexible job, like, I'd be willing to deal with that for a few years.
Yeah.
Even though that's a lot of pressure, I think you should have the ability to do that. And she's
Daddy.
Like, no, I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be like
respect
team.
it. I think
like,
it's amazing.
We are a team.
No, I appreciate what you're saying.
Because she would do it for me.
Yeah.
I know she would do that for me.
Yeah.
So, but she's always like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I need to have my own thing. And
yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna send you that book, even though you clearly know that you want to. But it's interesting, the parenting exercises of trying to figure it out.
What's an example?
It's kind of like visualization and journaling at different points in the day, because not just journaling from a place of like, I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling clear right now. Like when you're irritable, when you're tired, when you're happy.
That's what I always think about.
Yeah.
Every time I have a chronic pain flare up,
yeah,
I'm like, how the fuck could I be a mom right now?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Right. Or like
you have to bend down and pick them up, and bending down is so hard for me some days.
That's why
Sorry,
you have
I'm
a
gonna
young.
But that's why I keep this.
You really do have so much pain bending down?
Yeah, some days. But
you gotta do yoga.
No, it's actually almost the opposite.
You
I
can't
too much
move.
flexibility. I'm hypermobile, so yoga stretching can actually flare me up.
Oh Jesus!
I have to do more strengthening.
Okay.
Kind of, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm doing all these different therapies. I'm trying all these different God, the medical portion of this.
Have
is
you
so
heard
hard.
about NAD shots?
I don't know what that is.
It's supportive of. It's autoimmune, right?
No.
It's
No.
not? I don't know what I'm talking about then. I thought you had an autoimmune.
But it might be similar in that inflammation is a big part of the issue. And I know for autoimmune inflammation can be an issue.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. What I'm going to do is called prolotherapy and PRP, two separate things, but I'm going to try both of them.
PRP's for hair growth.
But I've been waiting till platelet. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've been waiting till after the special to do these things when I have a little more time. But you know what? Now that I'm speaking, I should book an appointment next week.
Book it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm going to do
I'll
it.
come with you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming back on the show.
Are we done?
Yeah, it's been an hour.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're the best. I can't wait to watch.
I love this show. I love sitting down and chatting with you.
It's easy.
It's so easy.
It's really fun. It's chill. It's honest.
We're in Venice.
We're in Venice. What about it?
There's a really good coffee shop here.
You want to go?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch your special.
Thank you.
Everyone check it out.